Alright, we're back with episode 3 of Holo Diner. Still, title pending. For this episode, we're gonna go with our priestess, ninomae gooeness. And for this, the only thing that I can think of is cookies. So let's get started. So for this one, this is a recipe from Alton Brown, from Good Eats, from years back. So from bottom left all the way to the right, it's 1 egg and 1 egg yolk, 2 sticks of butter, vanilla extract, baking soda, chocolate chips, salt, brown sugar. Then going from left to right on the top, it's some whole milk, white sugar, and bread flour instead of all-purpose flour to get that consistency. Okay, let's start. First, I did it off screen, but I put 2 sticks of butter in a saucepan and melted it. So while that's melting, we're gonna sift 2.5 cups of bread flour. So after sifting the bread flour to prevent clumps from on the dough forming later on, we're gonna use 1 teaspoon each of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. On here, I used the wrong measuring spoon. I used a 1/4 teaspoon rather than 1 teaspoon. So I fixed this off screen. So after preparing the dry ingredients, set that aside and then we'll cream the sugars in the melted butter. Alright, so for this recipe, or for my first try, I'm using 1/2 cup of white sugar and then 1.5 cups of brown sugar. So we can try to make chewy cookies. So let's cream the sugar and butter with my handy dandy hand mixer. And then we add 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. Give that a little mix before we add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So on here, we decided to add the remaining vanilla extract since there's not much left. So 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then 2 teaspoons of whole fat milk. Right. Give that a good mix before we add the dry ingredients. Do it in batches. So depending on your hand mixer, you want to do it in 3 batches. But for me, I had to do more than 3 just because of my cheap hand mixer. So, but if you have a better hand mixer or a stand mixer, 3 batches. Next, we're gonna add chocolate chips. On here, I decided to just fold them just because I believe my hand mixer would not be able to mix it properly. So in the end, I just folded them. It's a good workout though. Trying to get it mixed together as best as I can. We put 6 pieces on a sheet tray with parchment paper and bake it at 350 for, or at least for me, 13 minutes. So after 13 minutes, usually checking every 5 minutes, put it on a wire rack to let it cool. Then on here, while it's cooling down, I use a 3D mold that someone gave me to make little takodachis. Then from there, we taste this. You can use this with sugar cookies, but I don't like sugar cookies, so normal cookies. Yeah, so basically it's just normal cookies. Hope people enjoyed this video for our priestess, and see you next time for the next recipe that I think of. Alright, so a week has passed. I decided to make more cookies. Well, and experiment a little bit. Because for this one, I just added peanut butter and dried squid to the original cookie mixture. I was going to add octopus, but there's no dried octopus, and I'm not confident in my skill of using frozen or raw octopus. So, why not? Same thing for this one as well. 350 for 13 minutes. And I forgot to add it from last week when I baked cookies. Said I rolled the cookie dough in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for an hour before dividing and baking. Right, so after an hour or so in the fridge, we're gonna slice it into chunks and then roll it up in 6 somewhat even pieces on a baking tray with parchment paper again, and then bake it for 350 for 13 minutes. Alright, after 13 minutes, same thing. We are going to mold it before it cools down and hardens. After that, we're gonna taste test this experiment with peanut butter and dried squid. Hopefully it tastes good. Alright, once everything is cooled, just put it in plate and serve with milk, of course. So this is the normal cookie using just the same recipe, which is chewier this time because I let it rest in the fridge. I'll probably do that more in the future. And then on the left side is the one with the peanut butter and dried squid. But for the normal cookie, everything is it's good, it's fine. It's a cookie. So after which, we're gonna try this peanut butter dried squid chocolate chip cookie. See how it tastes. Yeah, of course we have to show the back because the takodachis are, you know. For this, it was actually decent. I did not taste the dried squid that much because I may have used too little. But it was alright. The peanut butter made the cookies crunchier, crispier, compared to the normal cookies. So probably I would skip the peanut butter and just add the dried squid or octopus if you want to be accurate to the takodachis. But hopefully you enjoyed this, and see you next time. And then we'll see for the next talent that I'm going to create a recipe for, create food for. See ya.